Hey guys, FatBuddyCat here. How you doing? Well, today we're gonna get our Hemi non-Hemi back on the UTB. Let's do this, guys. All right, guys, we're just gonna pick up where we left off. All right, and we're gonna be getting this Predator 212 Hemi non-Hemi. The reason I call it that, guys, is because this has a Hemi piston. Okay, but this is a non-Hemi, but now we have rockers like a Hemi. Okay, so that's what I'm calling it. Dig it or not, either way, it's going on the bike. All right, so first thing, we're gonna bring it over here. We're gonna put the bolts on. All right, guys, I just have the bolts loosely in place. All right, the alignment isn't gonna change. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and torque those down. And then we're going to put the torque converter on. Alright, guys, I just used a 1/2-inch wrench, tightened it down. That's that. Now we'll do the torque converter. Alright. Alright, guys, I got the torque converter on. I just used a ratchet, alright, a socket, and I just alternate until they're completely tight. Once the lock washers are pressed good, I just give it a alright, and that's it. These had plenty of residual from blue Loctite that I had on before. Leave that right on there, guys. It'll work like Teflon, okay? So, the next thing we're going to be going after is the chain, alright? Now that all of this stuff isn't here, should be the same length and everything, right? Let's go for it, guys. Alright, guys, I got the chain slumped over the torque converter, over the sprocket, alright, back over our tensioner, okay, and it's just hanging there, back over the sprocket, down on the bottom, alright, and I'll show you how this works. This is pretty dope tensioner. Alright, guys, ready? That's it. Alright, and then we just put our master link on. Bam, just like that. Alright, and then we'll go this way with our link so that it's traveling into the torque converter. I'll show you in a second. Grab my needle nose. Alright, we're on there, guys. That's it, okay? So, we'll spin it forward, find our master link. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's coming. There it is. Alright, guys. So you see which way it's going to go into the torque converter, so that if it catches anything, right, it's not pushing the clip off. You can put them on the back too if you want. I don't know. I find that sometimes I might make contact, okay, so why risk it? Alright, guys, before we finish putting that torque converter on there and going out and having it out with Miss Terra Firma, we better test fire this thing. Alright, in order to do that, we're going to need fuel. Alright, in order to get fuel in the motor, we're going to need carburation. Alright, as this thing sits, we have a stock 212 carb, okay? Now, this is a adjustable carb, alright? It's a non-EPA version, and it's got the 38140 jets, okay? I'd like to see a little something extra with this cam, alright? And these 22s, especially with the non-Hemi valves and the increased flow that we should be getting, okay? So, what better opportunity than to reach up on my shelf and grab that Tillotson PK3A, okay? Right there. Alright, this is the highest flowing carb you can get for a stock carb, okay? I don't know, I forget what they say is board in here, but I know it's right to the edge of the karting rule, so should work out well for us mini bike guys. Now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take the main jet that's in here, the 38 I believe it is, alright, and I'm going to move that over to this carb. I'm going to leave the 140 emulsion tube in there. The Tillotsons have their own progressive emulsion tube, okay? So I'll make that swap and I'll get our fuel hooked up, and then we'll get back to the other side of business. Alright, so I got to looking at these two carbs, guys, and immediately the differences started to pile up, and it ended up to be a longer comparison than I thought, so I put that in a separate video. Long of the short, we're going to be taking the 38 jet out of our non-EPA carb and putting it in our Tillotson PK3A carb. Okay? Now I'm not knocking these non-EPA carbs, alright? But with this cam, we need a little more. I have this beautiful carburetor sitting around and might as well use it. Alright? OMB Warehouse, I know they have the 1Bs. I've used those before. Very similar. Okay? This is just like the newer version. Alright? So I'm going to get that jet in this carburetor and get it on the bike. Alright guys, so we got a new carb, new gaskets. Alright? We'll turn it on and I'll let it sit. Alright, just for a couple minutes, and make sure we don't have any leaks. And then I'll put the air filter on. Okay guys, next is going to be our governor-less linkage. Alright, we still have it hooked up to the throttle cable and everything. So we have our two 10mm bolts with lock washers. Alright, those are going to hold it on right there. Alright, like that. Now, before you go putting that on, you have your rod, alright? You want to make sure that you know, if you need more, guys, you can either pull the carb forward, right? Put the rod on, put the carb back on, or you can back your idle off, alright? So that you can get your rod in there. This really should be simple. Just go right up under the line. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're in, alright? So then I'll take my linkage. Alright, I'll put it in the hole and I'll bolt it on. That's it guys, easiest way. Okay, we're good over here. Our controls are hooked up. We're going to go ahead, turn the carburetor on, let some fuel get in there, and we'll put the exhaust on real quick, okay? And I'll back off and fire it up for you. Alright, well that's as good a view as any. I got some eye protection on, guys, just in case, alright? I haven't even attempted this yet. Feels good though. Oof. Whoop, maybe not, guys. Yep. Something's off. Let's take a look at that. Alright. Alright guys, we're going to try that again. So I think I lashed the valves on the wrong stroke. Okay? It happens. All right. I haven't set the idle yet, guys. Alright guys, for all intents and purposes, she's chugging right there, alright? Now it's probably getting a lot of gas, alright? Not too bad. That's just some oil that I spilled out of the cap. When I was relashing my valves, I kept a little cap of synthetic there, right? Put it on my finger. Dab it around there, alright? Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Oh yeah. I'm gonna let this run a little bit. Right back. Okay, so this is where we're gonna finish putting on the torque converter. I just put my spacers back on, just the way they came off. Okay. I gotta get some graphite spray. Otherwise I would pretty much brake clean everything down. And then just touch up where you need to. So I don't want to go throwing any other lubricants or anything on this. This is relatively new. I'm just going to wipe it down. With our belt, it might be a new motor, but it's the same torque converter, okay guys? So this belt has already been used on this driver. Its best chances at life are to continue running it out on this driver, okay? You switch this to another combination or another series of pressure plates or whatever, it only takes a little bit to be off. You know, and what'll happen is you'll wear that outside edge quicker, all right? And you'll actually get less of a second life, if that makes sense, all right? So it's kind of still on its original life. We're just going to continue it right here. Okay, also in putting this on, all right, everything looks good. It's nice and clean. We're going to look at our ring, okay, at our bushing, and we're going to make sure that it looks nice and even on the edges, okay? It sits pretty even. Now see, even this one, as flat as it looks, there we are putting on a flat surface, okay? And I can see it's not perfectly flat, all right? Probably more so on one side than the other, but so these do wear out, okay? Okay, so before we put the torque converter cover on, I'm going to get a little bit of the slack out of this chain. Alright, the way we're going to do that is just loosening the nuts and the bolts that hold this on to the plate on the doodle bug itself. Alright, and you can see I have some slots in this. These are slotted where this is mounted, so we're just going to bring it forward a little. Alright, that's what we call perfect chain tension, if you want to look that one up in your cookbook. Torque converter cover is on. Like that, we're done and we're ready for fun. Alright guys, so hopefully this will breathe some, I would say, much needed life into this motor, but yeah, like I said, we're doing it big on this one. Alright guys, we'll see how it does with that stock 30 series. We'll get you back on the next video. Maybe we'll have a POV. Until then, I'm just kidding. Give me a minute, guys. Alright guys, I got you outside on the OMB UTB with our Predator 212 Hemi non-Hemi. Alright, let's warm this thing up. Do some pulls. Just put gas in it, guys. That's a lot of motor. You can feel the cam already. Has a nice idle to it. Everything seems like it's holding together, so let's try it out, huh?
right, guys, let's go look this thing over.
Alright guys, that concludes part 1 of the testing. Alright, I'm going to get you back out there. I'm going to try to get some action shots, and maybe we'll run some hot laps. Alright, I'll post it in a separate video. Alright, I gotta go, guys. It's always a work in progress.